On January 25th of 2019, Elizabeth Barraza stood barefoot in her driveway on Cedar Walk Drive in Tomball, Texas. She was arranging children's toys and holiday decorations onto folding tables, preparing for a garage sale. And it was early, 6:48 a.m., so the streetlights were still casting a yellow glow over the pavement. And the homes along the block, brick facades, trimmed lawns, two-car garages sat quietly. A few neighbors had already left for work, and others were still inside, unaware that anything unusual was unfolding outside. And 29-year-old Elizabeth had taken the day off from her job as a data reporter for a Houston construction company. And the garage sale was a way she and her husband Sergio were trying to save up for a 5th anniversary trip to Universal's wizarding world of Harry Potter and Disney. And they were good people, and active in the local Legion Star Wars meetup group, just regular folks going about their lives at a normal pace, but in just a few minutes, chaos would erupt. At 6:49 a.m., a black Nissan Frontier pickup truck turned into the subdivision. Security footage from across the street shows it approach without circling or slowing to scan houses. Now it drives directly to the Barraza home, as if it had a purpose, and stopped along the curb. Minutes earlier, Sergio had left for work. Investigators later confirmed his departure through surveillance and phone data, so Elizabeth was alone in the driveway when the truck arrived. The driver stepped out. The footage is grainy but clear enough to show posture and movement. The person appears slender, wearing what looks like a long robe or oversized coat, boots, and possibly a wig or their hair pulled back. Law enforcement has said the body type suggests the suspect could be female, though that has never been confirmed. The individual walks toward Elizabeth and they speak briefly. And from the video, it appears like a short exchange between a seller and an early customer. And then, out of nowhere, this person raises a handgun and fires 4 times. Elizabeth collapses right there near the tables. The shooter pauses momentarily to see what they've done, lowers the weapon, turns, and jogs back to the truck. The vehicle then pulls away at a steady speed and exits the neighborhood. The entire encounter lasts roughly 30 seconds. When first responders arrived, Elizabeth was transported to Memorial Hermann Hospital in Houston, where she died the next day. And nothing had been taken from the scene. The cash box where the sales was untouched. There were no signs of a struggle beyond the shooting itself. Investigators with the Harris County Sheriff's Office quickly ruled out robbery because of that. Now, this appeared targeted, but the real question was why. Obviously, identifying the person was the first step, but it was hard. And they appeared to deliberately alter their appearance, and no one could even say for sure if it was a man or a woman, so the truck itself became the focus of this case. Authorities identified it as a dark 2013 or newer Nissan Frontier Pro 4X, and possibly equipped with a roof rack and distinctive decals on the rear quarter panel. Detectives later stated that they believe the vehicle may have been altered after the shooting, so paint changes, removed decals, or replaced wheels, all in an effort to avoid identification. Over the years, hundreds of tips have been submitted. The reward for information has grown to $50,000. And Sergio Barraza was questioned extensively in the days after the murder. Law enforcement has repeatedly stated he has cooperated fully and is not considered a suspect at all. Still, one detail continues to stand out, and that's the timing of this. That truck arrived within minutes of Sergio leaving his home. That window, narrow and precise, and most importantly, not part of the regular routine, suggests someone knew Elizabeth would be there, alone. But without more information, it also could be a coincidence. Investigators have not publicly identified a motive. There were no documented threats, no obvious conflicts that would explain a daylight execution in a suburban driveway. 7 years later, the footage still circulates. And the truck has not been publicly identified, and the person who stepped out prepared that morning has never been named.